Hi, Dee. Thanks for coming on just to have a chat about the breakthrough session we did a couple of months ago. Okay then, so can you tell me then what was things like before we actually worked together? What was happening?
So I came to you because of my driving or how nervous and anxious I was about getting in the car. I had sort of reduced my driving radius to about 5 miles, sort of circular 5 mile radius. So
Right.
that wasn't great. I hadn't driven on the bypass or the motor. I had never driven on the motorway. I hadn't driven on the bypass in years. And I was
Can you tell
even
me
like
then
anxious in the morning. Sorry.
when you even thought about, or if you ever tried to go out with that 5 mile radius, what would happen?
I mean, I just kind of wouldn't because I couldn't get there in my head even. I'd stop myself, but I'd just find a different way of going. I wouldn't go to a thing. I'd get a lift. I'd
Right. Okay. And so what
all
was
sorts
actually
of ways.
happening? What was that triggering off some anxiety, or what was happening inside?
I get really anxious about. I suppose I was worried about. Yeah, I just couldn't imagine doing it anymore.
And had you
Mhm.
tried, had you tried anywhere else to get your driving sorted before coming to see me?
Yeah, over the years, I tried a few things, and with the driving, it just always stayed stuck.
Right.
So I might feel a little bit of freedom for a few minutes, but then I
Right.
wasn't
Okay.
actually
And
doing it.
when you said over the years, how many years roughly have you had this problem?
Oh, it just it feels like forever. So since even before I passed my test, even but I had to do some work to
Get
do
in the car.
driving lessons.
Right. Okay. So roughly how many years is that then? Roughly
20 odd years.
20 odd years. I never realized it was that long. 20 years, right? So you've had this problem for 20 years. You tried all these different things. And also remember when we started working together as well, you also had quite a lot of well, I was going to say a lot of emotional baggage, but if you've had the problem for 20 years, you would have had a lot of emotional baggage.
Yeah.
But you also had this overriding anxiety, which was there all the time as well, and it was affecting you as well. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a lot going on in my life in the present, and
Uh-huh.
I've been an anxious person. Yeah.
Being anxious, that's right. So you had this problem for 20 years, right? And then we actually started the process. So tell me, what was it like working with me? Did it surprise you? Was it a lot? Did it surprise you in any way? What working with me? What was it like?
Yeah, so but I came for the driving, and I got a lot more out of it.
Uh-huh.
That's the process wasn't just about my fear of driving. It took me through releasing fears,
Uh-huh.
all
Right.
fears. It took me through releasing other emotions, other
A lot of
baggage, as you
people, a
call it.
lot
Yeah.
of people who have these emotional issues and problems usually have a lot of fear around releasing it. What was it like releasing it? Was it quite an easy thing to do, or
Yeah, really good. Lots, lots of releasing, lots of
but it wasn't
it's
painful
hard
in
to
any way or nothing
describe,
like that?
but yeah,
I
it
mean,
felt
I mean, you didn't
great.
have to sort of like relive any nasty feelings or anything like that.
No, because you did some time that you took me back, and we're not actually going into each thing that happened. You're just
Uh-huh.
following this timeline,
Uh-huh.
and your mind or your body knows and just releases
Uh-huh.
it as you
Uh-huh.
meet it.
Right. Okay. And so since then, tell me what's happened then. What's happened with your driving and what's happened in general?
So okay, so the driving, I started, challenging myself and doing what you asked me to do, and so after that, I did the bypass a few times. I took my dog to Portobello and we went for a walk, and that was great. And then I went and I drove over the Queensferry crossing and took myself onto the motorway, which I had never ever done, never.
Right.
So that was brilliant. And that was the driving. So I
So
felt capable of
and
taking
so now, right
my
now,
son.
are you capable now to go and drive on the motorway and are you capable to go out with
Yeah,
him the
yeah.
five
So
miles?
I've been getting myself out there and
Uh-huh.
doing I feel I now feel quite calm
Uh-huh.
about, in the car, and you've kind of put in the idea of that when I get into the car, I feel good and I
Uh-huh.
feel, all the joy and all of that and the strength. And so I
And
feel quite
also
comfortable in the car
also
now.
you mentioned since then as well, you've managed to um get back into your yoga, and you've got a teacher's yoga qualification. Did that kind of surprise you that you were able to do that as well?
Yeah, no, that was great because I've been wanting to do it for years and blocking myself with, too old, can't do weekends, blah, blah, blah. And within a week of our breakthrough session, I booked myself on the right course and got my teacher. And so I am a yoga teacher now, and I've wanted
Right.
to do that for years.
And also there was another little bonus in there. You were actually able to sing in public. You kind of surprised yourself without realizing it. Is that right?
That's right, because I love singing and I hadn't sung out loud in front of anybody else for years. And within the teacher training, when I did my assessment, I led some chanting at the end and realized, oh, I'm singing basically in front of everybody, and that was no problem.
Ah, that's great. So overall, it's been quite a good experience, and you got a good result from it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, it's been all the other things that happened on top of the driving. It's been great. Yeah.
Great. So tell me then, is this a process that you would recommend to other people?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. If it's something that you really want to do and it's really affecting your life, for me, it's my freedom. I need to be able to go places. I want to be able to go places in the car, getting in the car, but also doing other things. Yeah, just treat yourself and do it. Get it off your back. Yeah.
Ah, that's great. Okay then. So thanks for coming on and having a talk with me, and I'll catch up with you another time. Okay.
And
Right. Bye.